So, you like fantasy movies? Do you like movies where muscular dudes in loincloths run around and swing their swords in badly choreographed fight scenes?
You like movies about gladiators?
Do you like bare naked ladies? Well, not those ones, but the real deal. Do you like animals? You know, like tigers and eagles and ferrets. Well, have I got a movie for you? The Beastmaster. Yeah, the Beastmaster. Don't pretend you don't know what this is. Everybody knows what the Beastmaster is, right? He's the guy that talks to animals. I mean, he's kind of like Conan, which coincidentally, this movie came out like just a couple of months after Conan, so it's not like they're ripping him off. He's like a barbarian, or he grows up in a barbaric world of magic, sorcery, sword and sorcery kind of thing, right? But with a twist. Because he can speak to animals and he can use his animal companions to help him in his fantastic quest. And he gets to see Tanya Roberts naked. So yeah, that's the Beastmaster. I have a bit of a history with this movie, I guess you could say. Not a history, like I've watched it like a lot, but I distinctly remember seeing the commercials and thinking it looked awesome. But going to the theater, and in the first 10 minutes of the movie, my friend and I turned to each other and were like, do we really want to watch this? This is kind of gross and off-putting. There's stuff about an unborn child, and they want to murder the unborn child, and they're going to transfer the unborn child to the womb of this cow or something. And my friend and I kind of wanted to walk out of this movie. We made it as far as the doors to the theater, turned around, watched the movie for a little bit, and we're like, well, we paid the money, we might as well stay and watch this movie. Well, you know what? By the end of it, I decided The Beastmaster wasn't a bad movie. It's a fucking weird movie, but it's not bad. And I'll tell you why. First of all, to get some stuff out of the way, this movie stars Mark Singer as the Beastmaster. Mark Singer, I kind of know this guy because I used to see him on TV a lot. I used to watch V, the original miniseries. V. That's where the big saucers come down and the aliens land and they try and integrate into society, but they're really secretly reptilian dirtbags or whatever. Mark Singer was like one of our protagonists in that miniseries and the subsequent miniseries that came out after that. I kind of like this guy. He's cheesy, but it works. I think he does the character fine. I mean, we're supposed to be giving a heroic character to you. A heroic character who cares about, like, animals and the environment, the plight of the innocent, and he's actually, like, the son of the king, but he doesn't know that. He was stolen from the womb of his mother, the queen, and the baby was transferred into the womb of this oxen, apparently. Okay. Also in this movie you get Rip Torn. Remember Rip Torn? You know, Zed from Men in Black. Probably his most famous role, I would say. Well, that and this. He was also in Freddy Got Fingered, which I've never seen and probably not gonna see. Tom Green is a fucking idiot if you ask me. In Dodgeball, he was the guy that threw a wrench at people or whatever in Dodgeball. And yeah, it was kind of funny. Probably won't watch that movie again either. Anyway, Rip Torn. He's evil as fuck in this movie. He's like the evil warlock priest that he engineers the abduction / assassination of the unborn child of the king, who turns out to be the Beastmaster. This head priest, warlock or something, of the cult of R, the god R. Not like the letter R, but I think it's like AR. And he sacrifices children, which he does successfully a couple times in this movie, which is a little jarring. I wouldn't say it's his best performance because he doesn't get to like freak out and like be like a really serious, like badass kind of guy. But just being evil and the way that he holds those kids in the air and throws them into the fire and stuff, like what the fuck? Yeah, and then you also get Tanya Roberts. I know Tanya Roberts from, of course, View to a Kill, the Bond movie with Roger Moore. Gorgeous actress. She was also Sheena, Queen of the Jungle. There's a movie. I have that movie. I've never watched it, and I never saw it back in the day. One of these days I'll get around to watching Sheena, Queen of the Jungle. Yeah, and she has a couple of nude scenes. Well, I guess really like 1.5 or something. But she's a babe. I mean, let's be honest. Well, yeah, she was on the 70s show too. You remember that? She's an actress that's comfortable with nude scenes and stuff like that, and she doesn't look back on it and regret or anything. I mean, I hope she got what she wanted out of the project, which was fame, notoriety. I mean, then she got to be in a James Bond movie after this. Like, hey, if you got it, flaunt it. That's what I say. I ain't got it. Ooh, and then you get John Amos. John Amos. The dad from Good Times. Okay, if you're not old like me, you might not know Good Times, but basically it's one of the first like black sitcoms that really kind of focused on the issues and, you know, the issue of racism and discrimination and civil rights and things like that. And I've only seen him in a couple things other than this and Good Times, but to see him in this movie, his character is solid. He plays like this exiled guardian of the future king, but then when he goes to fight, he whips his robe off and he's wearing this like S&M leather studded, like, are you a member of Judas Priest, or are you a stripper, or what? And then he's like swinging around this big giant fucking oak log or something and killing people, and it's absurd and it's fucking hilarious. But hey, it's John Amos, man. You get to see the dad from fucking Good Times kicking ass in his GIMP costume, and that's great. Oh, and speaking of GIMP costumes, there's a part later in the movie where the bad guy brainwashes and tortures like these soldiers or whatever, and turns them into these like leather GIMP outfit guys with spikes all over them that just go around and kill everybody, and they let them out of their cages and they're insane, and they spend like 5 minutes explaining the plot of this, and then one of these guys like escapes and helps the Beastmaster inadvertently in his quest. And oh, there's so much to unpack in this movie. Like, okay, hang on. So is the Beastmaster like a bad movie? Fuck no, this is not a bad movie. There's some parts in it that are really bad and really stupid, but overall, the entertainment value of this movie is like way up there. I think this is actually a very good movie. Like, they dropped the ball at a lot of parts in this movie. Like, say when it comes to like the acting, some of the dialogue is pretty stupid, and some of the deliveries and performances are pretty bad, but you don't really notice it because it's like this whole fucking world is like absurd. I mean, it's not that it doesn't make sense, because there is a crap ton of backstory and detail put into this movie, and the writing of this movie and the production of this movie. Oh my god, like, I mean, some of the sets might look really cheap, but there's so many of them, and they built a fucking pyramid to make this movie. I don't know what it's made of, plywood and fucking drywall or something, and they're climbing up and down the steps, and they're like fighting with their swords, and there's people dying and fucking falling off the pyramid and stuff, and like stunts and like props. Man, they really went to town on this movie. Now I hear that the director, Don Coscarelli, same guy who made Phantasm, apparently he was a little disappointed that they couldn't put as much money into his vision that he had for the Beastmaster. You really gotta admire what they did get out there on screen. Like, for a B movie, somewhat limited budget movie, some of the fucking cinematography and the lighting and the just the overall like feel and visuals of this movie are amazing. Some of it sucks. I don't know. They did pretty good with the Beastmaster. It's not the best movie I ever saw. I do prefer Conan, which, as I said, came out the same year, and I don't think that this movie was ripping off Conan. I mean, they might have known that they're going to bring a Conan movie to the theater, so they're like, we got to get a fantasy movie out there too. But this is actually based on a novel by Andre Norton, who, well, I learned yesterday, is actually Alice Norton. Alice Andre Norton? It's actually a female, or I mean she was, a female science fiction writer, and I've seen tons of Andre Norton books out there. I had no idea that she basically used the pen name of Andre to be taken a little more seriously in the fantasy fiction genre. Apparently she didn't like this movie very much because they changed a lot of stuff in here. Now when it comes to the animals that are in this movie, one weird thing that I didn't notice it the first time I saw this movie, but I definitely noticed it this time, there's what's supposed to be like a Black Panther in this movie. And yes, I know technically a Black Panther is not a thing. It's either like a black jaguar or a leopard with recessive genes that makes it black or something. Okay, well, in this movie, the director, Don Coscarelli, wanted a Black Panther or like a large black cat. But apparently the panthers or jaguars that they were planning on using for this movie, they were way too skittish and they were way too prone to like attacking people. So basically what they did was they took a tiger, and I guess they drugged it up pretty good, at least it looks like it in this movie, and they dyed him completely black. You can still see in some shots, like you can still see the stripes through, but there's actually a tiger. It's not a panther, and it's not a leopard, and it's not a jaguar. That's a freaking tiger that they dyed black with like Clairol or some shit. And rumor has it that the animal died within 2 years because of like poisoning from all this toxic dye that they put in its fur, and that's really tragic. And then you get your ferrets, Podo and Kodo. He carries them around in his little bag, and when he first meets them, they try and steal his shit, and then he chases after him and gets stuck in quicksand. And the ferrets actually rescue him because he forms like that psychic bond or whatever with the ferrets, and now they're basically his slaves, and he can make them do whatever he wants. Yeah, and they do little thieving things, whatever, and they're like the cute kind of comic relief sort of thing, which is actually done pretty effectively here. There's a point like later in the movie where one of them dies, and it's the saddest part of the movie. Like, I don't give a fuck about any of these humans. That ferret died in that fire. Like, what? Oh my god, how could you do this to us? Oh, and there's an eagle. He like telepathically or whatever, he can see through the eyes of the eagle. The eagle can send messages for him and stuff and scout out and all this shit, and the eagle actually saves him from these weird winged creatures that eat people, and they actually worship the eagle as a god, and then they give him a magic amulet or something that basically lets him call upon them at the end of the movie. Yeah, it's pretty complex, this story, to be quite honest with you, and I found it to be just a little too long. Not like there was a lot of wasted time, it's just that they tried to jam so much stuff into this movie. Like, you go at the end of the movie, what you think is the end of the movie, and we're going to go take care of Rip Torn. We're going to get that evil warlock, the guy that basically like poisoned the king and imprisoned the king and tries to take over the kingdom and all that shit, and get revenge on him. And then they kill him and they throw him in the fire. That's when the brave ferret sacrifices itself and also dies in the fire. Okay, that's all over? You'd think the movie was over, right? Nope. There's still like 30 minutes left in this movie, and then they have to go fight the horde of barbarians that's going to come and attack the city. Now that they know that that the evil guy is dead, they're going to come and try and take over, whatever. And there's like a big showdown duel kind of thing with the Beastmaster and the head of the horde, and they're fighting, and like there's this crazy fucking pyrotechnics, fire explosions and shit going off everywhere, and it's just kind of anticlimactic, like. But I mean, overall, I was not expecting to enjoy the Beastmaster as much as I did this time around. As a matter of fact, I gotta go ahead and give the Beastmaster 1982 a B. I mean, I got everything that I wanted out of this movie. I got some really stupid action scenes, which kind of made me laugh, how dumb they were. I got an artificially black dyed tiger. I got to see Tanya Roberts naked. I got to see Rip Torn throwing children into a fire. I got to see ferrets. Always entertaining. And I got to see Mark Singer running around in a loincloth, swinging his sword around at the top of a mountain for no reason at all, and then crying out and doing his bird call to the fucking eagle. He's like, "Rah!" And every time he does that, I could not stop laughing every time I saw that. I mean, this was an entertaining spectacle for me. I mean, it was 118 minutes long, which is a little too long for a movie like this, but I enjoyed almost every minute of it. I gotta give this a B. Anyway, until the next video, have a good one out there, everybody.